Okay. Forward.
Going.
All right.
All right.
So hello everybody. So today, the focus point, and also just let everybody know, my name is Josiah. I'm usually the tech savvy person doing all the maintenance stuff, trying to keep up with all that stuff. And this is Isaac over here, owner of the Fear Floor Haunted House and also the Landlock Voyager attraction here. And today's video's focus point is a little bit on the DIY side, showing you how a little bit lighting can go far away to actually improve your lighting within your home haunt or any type of scene that you're trying to do for your October season. So we know it's right around the corner. So we're going to showcase a lot how that can not only improve but step your game up, especially if you're working on a home haunt too as well. We're going to be working with a lot of type of stuff between lighting that you can get locally here at your local Lowe's, Home Depot, Spirit of Halloween, all the way up to your professional companies like Fright Props, Mini LEDs, everything like that, where you can get more of like a spotlight to where if you're trying to light up your whole scene, or if you want those little spotlights to focus points on certain props, animatronics, or anything inside of your home haunt, or you just set up a scene in front of your house. All right, anything else?
Yeah, so I used to actually have a home haunt. That's kind of what started all of this. So I've been in your shoes, and I've been looking, and same with Josiah here. He's been looking when we were starting back as young, and when we weren't taking this to a professional level. We were looking, there was honestly nowhere to go. So we wanted to help support you guys and kind of show you the gray areas and the rings that you can hop through so you don't have to go through the struggle like we did. But I definitely think lighting does take it to the next level. It can make it look like a crappy home haunt, or it can make it look like professional level. And it's all just going to be about just different positions for lighting, props, sets. It doesn't always need to be expensive. Expensive is not always the best. I have cheap candles in here. A lot of our lighting in here is cheap. It's just the way you position it, and if you learn how to do that, it casts shadows different, and you can really take it to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we're trying to do. We're kind of widen the range, kind of show your cheap routes that still are like, we're not looking at like this cheap. It's kind of like we're showing you the good stuff that is low budget cost, that'll be good for your scenes or for your haunt, that'll work well. It's something that we use, something that we request, like, hey, this is low budget, it's going to make your step your game up all the way up to, like, then if you're at that point, you want to spend a little extra more money, this is the type of quality you're looking at in more professional lighting and stuff like that. So I think one of the first scenes we're kind of show you a little bit of the outside of the Landlock Voyager and kind of show of an outside lighting. And the type of differences between having some good lighting and having some basically no lighting or poor lighting, stuff like that situations. So let's go ahead and get to that. All right, so one of the first things we're going to show you is one of our animatronics that actually set outside of the cool Landlock Voyager. And it's a cool little animatronic right here because we run two different types of lighting on here. But the one we have little miniature spotlights. They kind of bring out and highlight the background and a little bit of the animatronic itself. And then we also run this cool battery powered lantern right here, where once you turn it on, it kind of helps light up the outside area. So we're working with two different lightings. We're working for background lighting on our animatronic and lighting up just a little bit, and some outside too as well. And of course, we want to make sure to let you know where'd you get some of your little mini spotlights and the lantern at. That's funny.
So I'll speak up so you can hear me. Lantern, it's cheap. You can get them at Walmart for like 10 to 15 bucks. I got this one on sale for like $8. It's got a simple, runs on 4 AA batteries. Very simple. We'll hold that. This little piece comes off. You got 4 AA batteries. Pop them in there. It's got a little switch so you can actually adjust the brightness. You can have it dim to look like a normal lantern or brighter. Other things of lighting that we have, other source of lighting, is we got these miniature spotlights that you can see right here. My hand, about 1 inch long. This actually came with the prop. We wired them up again. This thing did not work at all. We fixed it, and it's cool to have these lights in here as well, because if this one's not running, it at least lights it up. But the reason why we added the lantern, because we wanted to bring a lot of character to the actual facade it's in. This is an old fortune teller. We built this house on it to make it seem like it's straight out of like something from like a mine, like that you put $1 in and it'd give you a fortune. that's what we gave the whole theme of this. We wanted it to feel like a very old fortune teller like prop. We want to give it that old like 1950s theater feel. So we got this old lantern. You can have a dim, or you can have it out and it lights it up and it makes it look 10 times better. Because when the prop is running, it's not only giving us some color on the animatronic, but it's also giving us color on the house, the fixture it's in. And it just brings it to the next level.
Then listen carefully. If you must choose between two evils.
Alrighty, so right now what you're looking at is that now you're looking at the scene where, of course, our lights off, and of course we're not in the picture itself. But now you can see that lantern that we showed you, the candles that we showed you, and now you can actually see a lot more of that mini LED spotlight that we were talking about that was right above you. But also, if you look, you also will see a chest that also has a light that also adds some really cool ambient lighting within the scene too as well. But as you can see, the lighting that we have going on is all the stuff that we actually want to highlight. It's not too bright for the scene, but it's right where what we're looking for. It lights up the room good enough, and we're also highlighting some cool props that we want to showcase and everything like that. Anything on that?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that Josiah and I think when we're doing lighting in new scenes, old scenes, we want it to be like lighting like you're in a horror movie. We want it to get that same feel. We want you to feel like you're fearing for your life even though you're not in danger. Lighting is the biggest way you can do that. That's what makes the scene come to life. That's what spotlights. It makes these props basically the main character of the haunted house. These are basically what says, hey, come look at me.
Alright, so we actually installed some extra lighting here just to show you how much too much lighting is too as well. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. And now you can kind of see, now it's kind of, right, and of course, we can like switch up the color and stuff like that, and you can definitely see just how the scene kind of looks, even a little more brighter, even dimming it down a little bit to its furthest dimming. You can tell right now, even with, it's just for a fact, just go ahead and change to a different color so we can try to get that green spotlight. So as you can kind of see right now, it actually is like, you know, not doing anything in favor. It's really lighting up the whole room, which is a cool thing to light up if you want to light up your whole room. But you're missing out on a lot of cool small details like the candles and of course the lantern over here, not quite adding the effect that you want. And also too, you're really drowning out your little mini green spotlight over here and stuff like that. And also the color is also competing with your chest too, which is that extra lighting. So when we go ahead and kind of turn this off again, then you can kind of see, now we kind of go back to our original set where now you can see now the candles themselves are serving their purpose of lighting up that area that we wanted to, that lantern over here lighting up its area that we wanted to, and so on and so forth with our mini spotlight and our background audience light. Alright, so now we're focusing, we showed you an animatronic, how the lighting effects with some lighting up on there and some cool lighting on there on the animatronic. We showed you some cool lighting within the scene and how it showcases a lot of cool things from the background to highlighting certain props and stuff like that. And how, you know, too much lighting can affect the style and how your haunt kind of looks a little bit, or even the scene you're trying to make. So now, the biggest thing is, of course, the number one scene that everybody's going to see is, of course, your entrance area, or basically just your whole entire front display. So some of the things we're bringing up here is some stuff that we'll just hide out here. We might have some hanging lights like lanterns out here, two small little display little candles, and of course, nice little lanterns out here. Now, the lighting can vary depending on what you're doing. If you're in for more of that showy type of stuff, where you're kind of like running a scene, then something like this type of lighting. If you're running more like an event style, like your home haunt, and you kind of need that extra lighting, that kind of especially to be able to see the other people make those transactions, we have a different type of settings you can do. Like with this light right here, it not only has this cool flameless look, but this light also provides different type, if I can get to it, but different type of lighting too as well. So it adds a cool effect of that. It's a lantern, but also adds a little more brighter, especially when you want to sit down and when you're working and communicating with groups to go inside your home haunt or anything like that. But also, you can go back to have that cool flame effect too, for more just a showier flame, just like this one up here. But it all depends. I like that too as well.
Kind of adding on what he said, all these lanterns, you can adjust them. So you have it dimmer. Let's turn this one off. You can have it dimmer, or you can have it brighter. So basically right here, this facade is this little guy built. It's a little kiosk stand. It's got a QR code for our haunted house where you can buy tickets, and it's got the QR code for our fortune teller where you can buy tickets to do the fortune teller. That's a side attraction, but we really want this to light up. We really want this to feel good, so we built this custom display on it. It's got a bunch of these skulls, and we made them look really creepy and real, but we need to bring them to life. So I've got some fake lanterns put up here, or turn it off. Some of the candles that we talked about in there. You can also throw a couple of these guys up here. Make them, you know, like a display like that where it's larger and then smaller in the front. It's eye candy. You want it to set up like that. You wouldn't want it like this. You want it two in the front, small in the back. You want it to be eye candy.
Especially another big thing. If we didn't have anything this year, you can probably see if you're running an event that's of course in the dark. And when they have this lighting, it's going to be kind of hard to be one of those ones where someone's going to have to grab a flashlight and shine it in. And depending what type of material you're working with on here, it can add a glare and it's kind of hard. So working with this type of lighting too can also help out a little bit too. Also where people are scanning QR codes and not have to do it in the dark where the phone's really not going to pick up that QR code. And also another type of lighting that we're also doing is that we're actually lighting right here. One thing we don't have running right now because we don't want a whole bunch of fog right in our face. But this right here does a lot of cool. We have a lighting that goes under here. It really kind of helps underglow the haunt attraction itself. And then of course when we're running fog, it basically lights it up a little bit more and adds that cool effect. Especially with the ship that's landlocked, it gives that cool effect like it's actually in water still, even being landlocked. But it adds on that extra detail that people get to see that's out and displayed for you.
Enter if you suffer from heart disease, asthma, claustrophobia, or have any form of cast or brace.
Alright, so now we showcased you all the cool lights that we run. A lot of them are of course budget friendly for you, and some you can get locally here or of course online. And then some of the ones that you can get that a lot of professional haunts use, like those mini spotlights or anything like that. But some of those bigger LED lights that you saw that we use to kind of help display and stuff like that. And of course, a lot of times, if you can get them now, awesome. If not, you have to wait towards the end of the October season, where a lot of these stores run up there 50% off to 80% off. Those are good times. That's really some of the lights I said that cost like $25 to $20, and then when they're on their sale, it's like $5. So it's always good to stack up more, just in case once you start doing more, start expanding more, and you want to work on getting on more lighting and stuff like that here as well. So if you have any questions or comments on, of course, some of the sites again, where we get some of this stuff, or just questions and you just want to ask us that, you can easily put down in the comments and stuff like that. And of course, maybe down the road we'll do a latest little question video where we'll go back, review all these questions, and of course answer them in another like Q&A.
Perfect. Stay tuned. We're gonna be dropping new videos every single week. So, until next time, see you then.